inside his own 15, looking for room. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Back to throw, it's Simpson. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are, and that's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
At the 35, he's open. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front, paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Miller. Oh, he's got some space. And what moves this guy has. The jukes, the wiggles, the squirts just went right past him and picked up the first down. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw on first down. He'll try to do it himself. Got it in the middle, it's Cueva. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect and keep the drive going.
To the air on first down. Throws toward the end zone. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Well, the defense came into this game, guys, knowing that they were going to be tested. With the offense throwing it vertically down the field. You saw it right there on the opening drive. They were ready for it. Great job locating the ball and getting the INT.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. He's going to take a shot. He's coming along the sideline. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive plays.
On the ground, it's Whittington. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Out of the backfield, he's open. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Moore to the air. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let them get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. Got the first down and more. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes down the right side. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown Tide.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that, and he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. You want to see quick strike ability? It was epitomized there. 2 plays, 80 yards, touchdown on the board. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. They'll get it to the 48. They'll need to measure it to first down.
What a throw on first down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
You know the saying, no risk it, no biscuit. If you want big plays on offense, you've got to be able to take shots. They didn't hit that one, but moving ahead in the second half, expect this offense to keep dialing them up.
Makes the catch. It's good. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark it out at the 40.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option of working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in his offense.
Moore will throw. Couldn't quite hang on to the pick, and he will be thinking about that one for a long time.
Oh, and on defense, you just got to be able to finish that play. That defender had the football in his hands. He's just got to catch it. That should have been an interception.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Going for the big play. Timeout called here by the defense is the first one they've used this half. And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. Pause to throw again. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
This dude will pick you apart if you give him time. You better get to him. You better make him feel uncomfortable. This defense did that. Nice job by the defense, hurrying the quarterback through his thought process.
Fires to the tight end. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. I see a look of disappointment from this kicker, but that offense is happy. They'll stay out there and go for it. 4th and goal from the 4. Dropped it, just didn't work it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. They are pinned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own 4 to start the drive. Give to the running back. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
Really good-looking run. You know, you think about the legacy Alabama has at the running back position. It's ridiculous. Mark Ingram won a Heisman, obviously. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go back to Sean Alexander, who I played against back in the day, too. All these guys had speed. All these guys had vision and quickness. And this guy right here, he has all of those traits himself. Just another big-time
The short hand. It's Miller. Oh, he got loose. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Might be calling a hot route. Lost a throw on 1st down. Under fire. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder, but they're snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
They'll try the run. Finds a little space. There he goes. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run the guys, and get them on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, you got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
That's a really good job by the defense. Wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Unloads it left. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
This defensive coaching staff, they love their secondary, and they love the matchups they have. They believe they've got 5 guys at least back there that can cover one-on-one. You saw a great example of it there on 3rd down, forcing the incompletion.
The short hands, it's Williams. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Leaves it with the running back. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple. Alabama pushing the tempo. He wants to change this route. To the air. It's Simpson. Grab near the sticks. It's Miller. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage. Can the defense stop him again on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Has it back, and here comes the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But dude, if you put hits the accelerator to the right. Inside. Touchdown. And once he found open space, the band let him start playing. And back in the day, you used to line up your tight end as a blocker, and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown, just like that. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or 2, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. The Tide offense rolls onto the field.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Moore to the air. Throws to the wideout. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time, the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Lost a fire on second down. This time, he's got it. He would get up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on first down. Finds the tight end.
Man, and tight ends in today's modern college football are so difficult to stop because they're so much more athletic than they used to be. Today, they're just like big wide receivers. So defensively, how do you stop it? Do you have someone who has the physical dimensions to match up with this guy one-on-one? You might not. And if you don't, are you comfortable putting a slower...
Your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride, right? I'll have to stop running. I'll have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
From inside the 15, here's the return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes that Alabama offense. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Get him to the ground. Alabama will get the first down. We'll see if this dude can keep it rolling. You know, 3 Alabama running backs have won the Doak Walker for the best running back in the country. Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, Trent Richardson. Throw in Mark Ingram, who won a Heisman. He might be able to add his name to that illustrious list.
And we can still throw people in there too. Sean Alexander, we can go back even further. Alabama's always had great running backs. And when your name gets mentioned with those guys, you talk about puffing out your chest and knowing that you've had a day or a season or a career when you get mentioned with those kind of cats.
Making side adjustments here. Back to throw, it's Simpson. Looking to the big tight end. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell it extends to the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Unloads to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught. But how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Bernard. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. It is loud in here as they try to help them get a stop on fourth down. Trying to keep the drive alive. Breaks into the open. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29.
This is a running back, man, that just finds a way to get it done. Critical fourth down. Everyone thinking they're going to throw the football, but they hand
continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense is keeping.
It's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hitting the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
Bringing it out. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Moore will throw. Firing to the right, complete. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. Looking for a productive play on first down. Looking to throw on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Gets the back moving. After the incompletion, back to the passing game.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive linemen, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is it calling them? It looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception.
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination, his ability to snatch the football out of the air? I mean, that was crazy athleticism, well-deserved. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. They'll move the wide receiver. Running behind that left side. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. How about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge game. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now to get you a touchdown?
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown tie.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Moore to the air. Fires to the middle. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
And that's a big shot, that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a...
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead, but with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again Before going in at halftime, guys, I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Moore will throw. He'll take the deep shot. And it's knocked away downfield. The DB getting a hand in there.
That's just a better job by the defender. He knew he was going to get challenged in this game. He knew these receivers had speed and they were going to test him. Nice job by that DB knocking it away.
Going to swing it on second down. Rolling, throwing, looking right.
Yeah, you can tell the timing wasn't great in quarterback and receiver not on the same page, but when you're going to miss, don't miss towards the DB. You definitely want to miss out towards the sideline so you don't get yourself in trouble.
Trying play action. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And third and long, and the offense goes with a little play action. I don't know why the threat of the run. I'm not scared by that. You can tell the defense doesn't honor it, doesn't buy it, flies by the line, gets to the quarterback, gets the big third down stop.
And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking to throw on first down. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target.
Going for it all. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone.
Oh, he's got it. That kind of play will get a drive started or help their field position. They've got it at the 27.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. And he's not going to take the touchback. Makes a move. Got a little room. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
Yeah, and those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No, no, no. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw, it's Simpson. Caught in the backfield, it's Miller. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted in the first drive. In for the pick. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
All right, I know it's early, but it's just one drive, right? You got to put this behind you. It isn't how you wanted to open up. It isn't how you wanted to start. This offense got to go to the sidelines, get with the coach, settle down, and figure out the game plan for the rest of the game.
Going right to work up top. Quickly out to the tight end. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. Defense playing a bail technique. To the air on first down. The quick out. He'll step out of bounds at about the 11.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out.
He'll do it himself. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Hoosiers!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Running to Green. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
To the air, it's Simpson. Fires to the big top. Gets it out to about the 35.
tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
There we go. And they exploited that soft spot. And they get it down to the 35.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
Wants to throw on first down. Grab in the backfield. It's Quaver. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up.
Third down, the focus of the defense has to shift. It has to change. We have to understand now exactly where the sticks are. We can't give up those plays for them to get beyond the sticks and get those first downs.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. He wants it all. Pulls it in the end zone. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting the second half when you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. The throw. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Clock strike 0 here in the quarter, and Indiana is on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted, the defense is set. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And that's the problem when you're living in second and long situations. Sometimes the quarterbacks feel like they just got to go get it all back in one throw. That's what he was trying to do on that one. He forced it into traffic, and the defense made him pay, coming up with a huge interception.
Looking to pass. It's Simpson. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Catch in the middle, it's Williams. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
I love that from this offense. 3 is good, you're in field goal range, but now we're set up with first and goal because of great third down execution by this offense. Stay aggressive. Even when you get in this part of the field when everything shrinks and gets a little bit harder, you still want to be aggressive.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that, no gain on the play. They go right back to this guy on second and goal. And he'll be stuffed. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4. Looking to throw on third and goal. Here he goes breaking the something a little more dynamic that they get him on the ground at the 20. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain. It makes life really easy on the end second down.
Dropping back, it's Mendoza. He'll throw it. Caught, posted and marked. It's Hemby. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down. The Hoosiers are in the hurry-up.
You coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's first and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the tight end. Getting closer and closer to midfield. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47. And the Hoosiers will line it up on first and 10. These corners going to give them some space. Looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Grab through the middle. It's Cooper. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. He wants to throw it again. Pulls it in. It's Hemby. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Hoosiers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Under fire. He's coming to it. And he will score. Touchdown, Indiana. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. He spins that thing down the middle. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right here.
He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there. It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Wants to go up top. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, he dropped it.